Hey everyone, this is Pete. I finished Destiny Connect and I want to talk about it. Destiny Connect Tick-Tock Travellers is a role-playing game for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. It was released in March of 2019 and is the work of Nippon Ichi Software. In Destiny Connect you play the role of Sherry, a 9-year-old girl who observes time stopping for everyone around her as the year ticks over into a new millennium. Following a trail of clues, she discovers a time-travelling robot named Isaac that her father once built, alongside local crackpot scientist Dr. Cheatstein. Accompanied by Isaac and her friend Pegrio, she decides that she's ideally placed to try and do something about the whole time-stopping situation, and thus begins an adventure through time in order to try and discover the truth behind the quaint little town of Clockney. Destiny Connect is a lovely looking RPG. Eschewing the usual anime-inspired look of other Nippon Ichi Software games such as their well-known Disgaea series, Destiny Connect instead adopts an aesthetic inspired by the computer graphics movies of studios like Pixar and DreamWorks. The game features some absolutely gorgeous art design and animation, and some of the characteristic features of Unreal Engine 4, on which the game runs, are used to great effect to enhance its movie-like appeal. The visuals are complemented by an astonishingly good soundtrack by Yukinari Irumagawa of Studio Shupio DX, though curiously there's no voice acting, either in Japanese or English. Mechanically speaking, Destiny Connect is not super complicated. It's perhaps best compared to role-playing games of the 16-bit era, in which character progression is simple and straightforward, allowing the story to take the leading role. The combat system, likewise, is a fairly no-frills turn-based affair. Special abilities are powered by a skill points bar that can charge up to 3 times in total. More powerful skills take multiple bars and thus can be used less frequently. There's a strong focus on exploiting elemental weaknesses and manipulating the stats of both enemies and your party, though once you've unlocked all your favourite characters' skills, you'll tend to find that most combat encounters become quite predictable. The boss fights are another matter, mind you, since they put up a bit more resistance. The final boss battle is a particular highlight. I'll refrain from spoiling the details of that one right now, and instead just say that you should be paying careful attention to the tips the game has on its loading screens, particularly in its latter hours. You won't beat the game without doing so. With all this in mind, Destiny Connect feels like a game that is very much pared down to its essentials. It's got a tale to tell, and that's the only real reason it's here. For some people, this might be a bit of a weakness, particularly when you compare Destiny Connect to the potentially infinite gameplay and deep mechanics of Nippon Ichi Software's more well-known titles. Destiny Connect completely lacks any sort of side quests and is resolutely linear. The only real wandering off the beaten track you'll do is looking for water orbs to unlock new costumes for Sherry, and perhaps beating a few optional bosses scattered around the various maps. Likewise, the time-travelling aspect is entirely tied to the story and doesn't allow you to freely go back and forth between different time periods to simply explore. A shame, yes, but given the way the game is designed and the overall construction of the narrative, there's no real need for this ability to be present. The bare essentials nature of the game means that you can be done and dusted with Destiny Connect in about 15 hours. If you're playing on PS4, you can probably eke out another 10 to 15 hours or so of meaningless grinding if you're going for PlayStation trophies, but there's little reason to bother doing that if platinum trophies aren't something you're interested in. There's no extra story to discover or anything. The combination of brief runtime, simple structure and straightforward mechanics led some to criticise Destiny Connect for being average or unremarkable, and perhaps those people are right. But pull yourself away from judging games based on their complexity or the number of hours they take to complete, and Destiny Connect's value becomes very apparent. It's a beautifully presented, utterly charming game that will make you both smile and cry over the course of its relatively brief runtime. By the time you're done with it, you'll feel like you've had a worthwhile experience, and one which hasn't outstayed its welcome at all. It's absolutely the Disney movie of RPGs, and an experience I'm not going to forget in a hurry.